All right, Max. We're gonna move over to the Midwest region now.
Yeah.
If you're looking at your bracket, this is gonna be the top right, where the Houston Cougars, the American Conference regular season champs, are your number one seed. The number two overall seed in the tournament, led by Kelvin Sampson. I think the biggest storyline for this region would be the groin injury to Marcus Sasser.
Oh,
I I haven't heard anything about his availability. Can Houston go to the Final Four without Marcus Sasser?
I don't think so. I don't think that's possible for them. But I will say that I do know that it said on the app that he is expected to return today, so he should be ready to go.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, that's if that is for real, that is a real bummer because man, I Houston
I
wanted to go back to Houston and play.
yeah, it's made up. It's set up for Houston to play in their hometown, the Final Four. They don't need Marcus Sasser to beat the Norse of Northern
No,
Kentucky. That's who they're
no, no,
playing,
no.
the 16 seed from the Horizon League.
Don't be thinking
Uh,
about that upset.
I
That's not
think
happening,
I think we should even sit Marcus Sasser for that game. You don't need him. You
right?
got American Athletic Conference Defensive Player of the Year Jamal Shed at point guard. He's the one who hit that buzzer beater the other day.
Okay, okay.
But he can hold things down if Marcus Sasser wants to sit this one out. Houston moving on to the second round, obviously.
Easy, easy. We'll
Easy,
talk about Houston in a little bit more detailed when they get a tougher matchup.
easy squeezy. Next matchup in the Midwest, 8-9 matchup. Juicy one. All these 8-9 matchups are always going to
Yeah,
be juicy.
pretty
We
good.
got the Iowa Hawkeyes out of the Big Ten taking on the SEC's Auburn Tigers. Tigers, a top three most used mascot. Are you going with your Big Ten boys here?
I am going with the Iowa Hawkeyes. All right, I am going for them, man. Dude, Auburn, they're slumping, man. They're slumping. They're three of their last seven. They average 12 and a half turnovers a game. I think they just lost it. I think they just lost their touch from the beginning of the season. Iowa can score, by the way. Iowa knows how to score the damn ball and move it. So, hey, come on, let's go a little Big Ten action here. Let's go Iowa Hawkeyes.
You're saying Iowa can score the ball. They're third in offense according to Ken Palm. They can really score it. But
Mhm.
167th in defense according to Ken Palm. They
That does
can't
suck.
guard. They can't guard you, me, Goon, Evan, and some bum we find playing freshman ball at IUPUI. But because of that, I'm taking Auburn Tigers. They're Bruce
Okay.
Pearl. I like Bruce Pearl. I
Yeah.
I don't really care for Fran McCaffrey, how he gets
Yeah,
so
fuck
worked
them.
up, how he
Fuck
gets
'em.
so worked up, tries to intimidate people. Fuck you, Fran. I say you're going home early, buddy. Auburn Tigers moving on to the second round.
Yeah, I like the pick. It's gonna be a fun game. 8, 9 games are some of the best.
Always juicy.
Yeah,
Next matchup in the Midwest region, the 5-12 matchup. The regular season shared ACC champion, the Miami Hurricanes, taking on the Drake Bulldogs out of the
yeah,
Missouri Valley Conference. Max, you had a lot of Cinderellas in those first two regionals. Do you
I
have another
did.
12? Do you have another number 12 going on?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't have Drake taking down
Oh,
Miami. I think Miami's underrated. I think they are underrated. They have three big dogs in Mr. Wooden Watch Isaiah Wong. They have another player in Jordan Miller who's a senior. They have another guy, Norchard Amir, that he's a sophomore, but they're six players deep. They have four of their starters average at least 13.2 points per game. That's all four of them, at least 13.2.
solid.
Okay. Miami's good. All right. I
Mhm.
don't see an upset here. I like Miami.
Miami's good. Miami is good. You mentioned Norchad Omier, the big man for Miami. Sprained his ankle last game. I don't know what his status is for the first round,
He's
but
supposed to be able to play.
supposed to
I got
be.
that. It says
Okay.
he should be ready today, is what it says.
250 pounds on a hurt ankle is going to be a little tender to be able to get up and down with the Drake Bulldogs. I got a 12 over 5 here, boys. The Missouri Valley Conference Drake
Upset.
Bulldogs
I love it.
Moving on to the second round, start 4 seniors and a sophomore. Now, I don't know if you heard of the sophomore, Trevor DeVries, son of the coach. He is the Missouri Valley Conference
Yep.
Player of the Year.
Got it.
He's averaging 19 points, 5.5 boards, shooting 46% from the floor, 84% from free throws, and 39% from deep. So
Wow.
we got the son of the coach that's balling, Player of the Year in the conference, with 4 seniors around him. There's a possible slipper that can go on both feet here.
I like the pick. I like the pick.
Moving on to the 4-13 matchup. We got the Hoosiers out of the Big Ten, the second best seeded team out of the conference, taking on the Golden Flashes of Kent State. Bentley, my dog, took the Golden Flashes in his bracket today.
I like it.
Max, do you agree with Bentley in the first round here?
Sorry, Bentley, no way. Trace Jackson Davis is a top 5 player in college basketball, as he has come out as an All-American, along with Zach Edey. I like Indiana. They're well coached with Mike Woodson. Dude, go IU. Go. I'm a Purdue fan, but you know what? Go IU for this one. You got it.
IU was them and Kansas for me were the 2 teams I quibbled about the most in my bracket. The Hoosiers and the Jayhawks. And I looked at the Golden Flashes pretty deep here. And I thought about it. But too much leadership in the front court from these Hoosiers. IU moves on to the second round.
Nice.
Next matchup, going to the bottom of the Midwest region, the 6-11 matchup. We saw that crazy first 4 game last night with the Panthers of Pittsburgh. So they're moving on to take on the 6th-seeded Cyclones of Iowa State. Our boy Brad, his squad. Are you rooting with Brad and the Cyclones in this one?
Brad's gonna hate me, man. I got Pittsburgh. I had to pick an 11 seed in here, boys. And Pittsburgh is like, they're not too bad. They're not that bad. Okay. And Iowa State, I'm looking at Iowa State stats, and like they average under 60 points a game. They don't rebound the ball. Okay. Their defense is good. But they don't shoot it that great. Their free throw percentage is way low, at 67.4%. Dude, I'm going with the upset here. I got Pittsburgh. I like that they're back and playing very well with each other. So Pittsburgh.
I'm back and forth on this one. I kind of still am. Now, I said I wasn't going to change any picks after this, but this one's kind of flimsy for me right now. Right as of right now, I got the Cyclones moving on. I got Iowa State and coming out of the Big 12, moving on. Last week of the regular season, I watched Pittsburgh go to Notre Dame and lose to Notre Dame, who had a terrible season. So that's kind of on my mind right now.
Okay.
I got the Cyclones in a close one that I could maybe flip tomorrow or tonight. Who knows?
Might be keeping you up at night.
I'm not going to get nervous about it, though. We'll talk about a team that kept me up last night, though. We'll talk about them soon. Moving on to the 3-14 matchup in the Midwest, we got the Musketeers out of the Big East of Xavier taking on the Owls of Kennesaw State from the A-Sun. Max, are you smelling a 14/3 here?
I am not. Yeah. No, I have Xavier taking them down. Xavier scores a lot. They are a high scoring team. Now they are without, I believe his name is Zach Fremantle. Okay, so that's a big loss. He was a senior, averaged 15 points a game, so that's a big drop. But I don't see it happening, at least here in the first round. I still like Xavier taking them down.
Zach Fremantle is definitely a big loss, but they've been playing without him for a good month now, and so they're accustomed to him being out.
Yep.
Big East was a slept-on conference this year. I'm going to give them another win here with the Musketeers moving on.
Nice.
7-10 matchup in the Midwest. The Aggies of Texas A&M at 15-3 in the SEC, getting a 7 seed. I think that's a little low. Taking on Penn State, the Big Ten darlings that ran all the way to the Big Ten championship game last week in Chicago. Max, do you think Penn State continues that hot streak and can take down the Aggies?
I think it's possible. I think it's possible because I love how hot they got because of that tournament. That's what got them into the dance. So I
Safely.
love Penn State's drive. I said it on another podcast. I was like, I just want to see Jalen Pickett make it to a championship. This because or a playoff is to the dance because he's such a good player.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun game. I think it's fun, but you know what? Texas A&M, man, Texas A&M, they are an underrated team from the SEC. They took down Alabama this year, okay, and that's the number one seed. Okay, Penn State lost to Purdue 3 times. Okay, so if we're talking about number one seeds, Texas A&M took down the fully number one. I got Texas A&M, man. Texas A&M, no upset here.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I think the Aggies of Texas A&M are seeded a little low, second in the SEC at 7-3, and they get a 7 seed. I think they take down Penn State. Yeah, Penn State's on a hot run, but I want to say, yeah, Penn State lost to Rutgers twice this year.
Mm,
Rutgers got Penn State twice. I don't think the run continues. Texas A&M's going on to the second round.
yep.
Best first round matchup in the Midwest Regional, the 215 matchup. I know we've been kind of waiting to talk about these guys. The toothpaste school, the Raiders of Colgate out of the
Not the
Patriot
toothpaste
League.
company, not the toothpaste company.
The school,
Colgate
the school.
College.
The Raiders out of the Patriot League got a 15 seed, and they're matched up with the doozy, the Big 12 tournament champions, the
Yeah,
Longhorns of Texas. Max,
Texas.
are you taking a 15 seed? We've seen a 15 seed take down a 2 each of the last 2 tournaments with the Peacocks last year and Oral Roberts the year before. Max, are you taking Colgate here?
Oh man. Oh man. I never take 15 seeds, but if there's a 15 seed that you got to think about, it is Colgate. Okay. This is why. They shoot 51.4% from the field. That's number 2 in the nation.
Whoa.
Okay. They make most of their shots. Okay. They're averaging 78.6 points per game. That's 31. And their 3-point percentage at 40.8, that's number 1. They are number 1 in the league in 3-pointers and number 2 in the league with field goals. Okay. If there's a 15 seed that might have a little bit of magic this year, it's Colgate. Okay. Is it a Texas thing or is it a Shaka Smart thing is the question. You remember when Texas won the Big 12 with Shaka Smart? They were a 3 seed and they lost to the 14 seed. Forgot the team name. Good win, though. Good win.
I believe it was a team from Texas.
It was a team from Texas, yeah. But they took him down, and then Shaka Smart got fired. And then now Shaka Smart is over in Marquette, and he ends up being the coach of the Big East Coach of the Year, potentially the NCAA. Is it a Texas thing, or was it a Texas thing, or a Shaka Smart thing? Because if they lose right here against Colgate, this will prove that it's a University of Texas thing.
I think Shaka Smart has proven himself as a good coach.
Oh yeah,
he didn't get it done at Texas. Everybody will agree with that. But VCU and wherever he was before that, and now at Marquette, he's been getting it done. You say that 40.8% 3-point percentage leads the nation, and that's blistering hot.
yep.
And I am puzzled to see that they shoot free throws as one of the worst teams in the tournament at 65.7.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
65.7% from the free
I
throw
get
line.
nervous.
I believe I texted you on Selection Sunday when we saw Colgate be a 15 seed, and I was upset that they were a 15 because we just don't take 15s. And Texas is moving on. Sorry, Raiders.
Yep.
I'm happy to see you in the tournament. I wish you were a 13 or a 12 because then we could talk. But if not a 15 over a 2. Sorry, I can't pick it.
Me neither.
Second round matchups. Both got the Houston. I almost said Houston again.
Houston again. No, Houston's back.
Almost pulled that one out. The Houston Cougars, the 1 seed in the region. I got them taking on the Auburn Tigers. Auburn has been inconsistent. Like I said, I got them taking down Iowa in that first round, but they don't beat Houston. I'm not even sure if Houston needs Marcus Sasser for this one, but
Yeah.
I will say if you look up and this is a 3-point game with 1 minute to go, don't be surprised. This game's going to be in Birmingham, Alabama. This is going to be a home game for Auburn. Okay. The committee did Houston no favors with this one. Don't be surprised if this boy is a one possession game. But I got Houston moving on.
Yeah, I got Houston versus Iowa. No way. No way Iowa is going to take down Houston. Houston's the better team, regardless if they have Sasser or not. So we don't have to talk too much more about Houston. Moving on.
Next matchup in the sweet next matchup in the second round of the Midwest Regional, we both have the Hoosiers sitting there. I got them taking on the Drake Bulldogs. And so last night I did this region before I went to bed. I did this Midwest region before I went to bed, and I woke up this morning thinking about the Hoosiers. I dreamt about the Indiana Hoosiers last night. Okay, I had them. I had them go into my Elite Eight when I went to bed last night. I had the Hoosiers in my Elite Eight when I went to bed, and I had a dream that said, "You're fucking nuts. You're fucking nuts to do this." And I woke up and I looked at my bracket to see if I actually did that, to see if I actually did have the Hoosiers in the Elite Eight, and by golly, I did. And I woke up this morning and I said, I can't do it with the Hoosiers. I got the Drake Bulldogs taking down the Hoosiers in the second round, led by Trevor DeVries, the MVC Player of the Year, and his daddy as the coach. They're moving on to the Sweet 16, boys. Let's go Bulldogs.
Wow. I love the upset. I love the upset pick. So I have Indiana taking on Miami. I think this is a really high contested game. I think that, but not to get too detailed into it, I did pick Miami to upset IU here. We both got upset, kind of an upset here, 5-4 matchup. Sure. I like Miami this year. I think they're underrated in the ACC. They score a lot. Let's go Miami. Fuck the Hoosiers.
Fuck the Hoosiers. We both got them going down the second round. A couple weeks ago, I said, I could see them in the Sweet 16, and I went to bed last night having them taking down Houston and going to the Elite Eight. But I woke up today, I was more clear-headed when I woke up this morning than I was last night. And I switched my bracket, and I got the Drake Bulldogs taking on the Hoosiers in the second round.
Good.
Going to the bottom of the Midwest, I got Xavier sitting there as the 3 seed, taking on the Cyclones as the 6. Cyclones could still get beat by Pittsburgh in that first round matchup. This was a tough one for me, boys. I'm not confident in this at all. I'm not even really happy about it. According to Ken Palm, Iowa State is the 8th ranked defense, 20th in the net, 3rd ranked strength of schedule. I'm taking the Iowa State Cyclones to go on to the Sweet 16.
Wow.
I'm not confident in it, as they just lost Caleb Grill, dismissed, walked off the team, whatever it was, who knows. 3rd leading scorer, that's a big loss. But Iowa State and TJ Otzelberger has surprised us before in the tournament. I think he surprises us again.
Damn, why don't you call up Brad and say, hey, Brad, you have a Cyclone shirt I could borrow? Maybe you're another Fred Hoiberg or the same one. You don't have to wash it. Just send it.
The same one.
Send it over. Let's go Cyclone.
Some mustard on it.
So I have Pittsburgh upsetting the Cyclones in the first round. So it's Pittsburgh versus Xavier. And this one was easy for me. It's Xavier. Xavier's good. They're a really good team. Big 12 is a great conference. No chance against Pittsburgh has against Xavier.
I agree with you there. Next up at the bottom, I think we both got the same matchup here to finish out the second round. We got 2 teams from Texas, the Longhorns and the Aggies, both finishing second in their respective conferences. Max, I think you'd be pretty surprised to hear that over the last 7 tournaments, 2 seeds have a record of 7-8 against 7 seeds. So 7 seeds have a winning record against 2 seeds over the last 7 tournaments. Snap. Do you see that continuing here with the Aggies?
I do not. I got Texas. Texas is really good. I think that I'm telling you, because of this Colgate matchup, if they get past the toothpaste company, they're gonna be smiling bright all the way to the Sweet 16. Uh, they're taking down Texas
That's a
A&M. It's
good
gonna be a
one.
good game. It's gonna be a good game. All right, don't get me wrong, but I like Texas, man. The fact that they won the Big 12 against Kansas, let's go
Yeah, Texas is
Texas.
good. I got Texas along with you. Aggies can't shoot.
Yeah,
Uh, I don't know. I can't say I watched much of the Aggies this year, but a 15-3 record in the SEC is pretty impressive.
yeah.
But I got the Longhorns moving on to the Sweet 16 along with you. Sweet 16 matchups in the Midwest Regional. We both have the 1 seed Houston Cougars sitting there. I got them taking on the Drake Bulldogs. I want to say 11 out of the last 13 tournaments, we've had a double-digit seed go to the Sweet 16. You've already got 2. I got the Drake Bulldogs as mine. But the run stops here, boys. By this time, Marcus Sasser is getting closer to 100%. If he's not already, that looked nasty. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that?
I did. I did. He
That looked
slipped,
nasty.
but he was able to walk, so that's good.
That looks nasty. But I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't play. I wouldn't be shocked after seeing that. But I think he's, if I had to guess, he's back to close to 100% for the Sweet 16 matchup. I got the Houston Cougars taking down Drake, moving on to the Elite Eight.
I like it. Not much more needed to say. You hit it pretty well for me. I got Houston versus Miami. I think exactly what you said. Sasser's going to be back by that point. I think he'll be ready to go. So they're going to be at full strength, and they're taking down Miami. Simple as that. They're going to take them down. Houston is the better team.
I agree with that. Can you lead us right into your next Sweet 16 matchup in the Midwest Regional?
Oh yeah. So we got number 2 Texas taking on number 3 Xavier. Go read. What did you pick for this?
So I got Texas and Iowa State here. So
Oh, okay, that's right.
You go ahead with your matchup.
Okay, I'll go first. What is so polite, so polite.
Hey, try,
All right.
try.
So once again, Xavier can score. Okay, they have a lot of assists. They rebound the ball. They do everything that's right on the court. Okay, but with Fremantle out and Texas being one of the hottest teams in basketball, I see Texas going to the next round. No, not sugarcoating, not sugarcoating this. Just saying that
I don't want any sugar.
a nice 1-2 matchup here with Houston and Texas. That's all I got for you. No Cinderellas in this round.
That sounds like 1-2 in all 3 of your regionals so far in the finale.
It is
all
it
1-2s, all
1-2.
chalk. Huh? Okay. You mentioned how hot Texas is. According to Mark Torvik, over the last 5 weeks, they're number 5, and over the last 3 weeks, they're number 2. So Texas is definitely a very hot team right now. And I got a Big 12 matchup here with Texas and Iowa State, 2-6. They played. Obviously, they're both in the Big 12. They split their season series 1-1. Longhorns are way too good, man. They're really good. I got them taking down Iowa State and moving on to the Elite Eight, which sets up. We both got the same regional finale again here, boys. The 1-2, the Houston Cougars taking on the Texas Longhorns. Max, can Houston? Well, I already asked you if Houston could make it to the Final Four without Sasser, but do you think they can take down Texas without Sasser?
I'm going to say no to that. I'm going to say no to that. But we're saying that Sasser's not here, but I think he's already back. I think we're just not hearing anything. But the only update that I had is that he's supposed to be back. He's supposed to play. So, and that's for the first game, not this Elite Eight game.
Right.
But man, I went over these stats. I grit and I grinded, and I just went with my heart. It was either my heart or my gut, probably the gut. And I am taking Texas to take down number 1 Houston.
Boy.
We say, hey, home court advantage here for the Final Four with Houston. Well, you know what? Houston is still in Texas. So Texas is still going to have some form of home court advantage here.
Oh yeah.
And they're a more popular team, to be perfectly honest, in Texas. So let's go University of Texas going to the Final Four.
I'm right. I'm right there behind you, Max. I'm
Oh,
taking the Big 12 tournament champ Longhorns to move on to the Final Four
all
over the
right.
Houston Cougars, with or without Marcus Sasser. I don't care if he's out there. Texas is going to beat him with him. What really kind of swayed me, and this comes with playing in the American Athletic Conference, but the 83rd ranked strength of schedule, like that just doesn't match up to Texas being in the top 10 strength of schedule and the Big 12 schedule they played. We both have the Longhorns, led by Rodney Terry, going to the Final Four. Max, do you think Rodney Terry gets a multi-year deal after this run?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sign him.
Better.
He stepped up during adversity with this team. I thought that they were going to drop right off. Nothing changed. Nothing changed with that team. They just kept going all the way to a Big 12 championship. So,
Yeah. If
yeah,
Texas, if you don't sign this guy, you're stupid. And anybody that has an opening right now, if you don't go get him, you're stupid too, because Rodney Terry, he looks like a coach.
yeah, agreed.
Anything else from you on this Midwest regional? We both had Texas over Houston.
How about that? How about that? How it all came down. I like some of your upsets that you had. But hey, once again, last thing, just a reminder, little recap. Colgate toothpastes. Colgate toothpaste against Texas. Hey, we got Texas going to the Final Four, but they got to get past Colgate first.
Yeah, Colgate is not going to be an
It's
easy just
not.
run over. It's not going to be a run over.
Honestly, it's funny. The 15 seed, they get past that first round, the 15 seed. I think they can go all the way to the Final Four.
I agree with you.